Hello everyone, welcome to Lush and Salty Aquariums. We're back again at this beautiful rimless 10-gallon planted tank because I wanted to update you on the growth of a group of fry that came to be about 2 weeks ago, give or take a few days in this aquarium. And they were the progeny of these adorable, chubby, fire engine red coral platies, right? They're coral platies. The smallest platy you can buy, which makes them wonderful possible red fish for a nano tank. And usually when you're limited to fish this colorful, they often are bigger and require a larger aquarium. I found these red wag platy is not the correct term. It's coral platy. Wag platies are more traditional. There's a whole bunch of different color morphs. They're gorgeous, but they're bigger and more boisterous. I have 4 in here, two males and 2 females. And here, look at all their little babies. Now, don't mistake them for the cherry shrimp, which at a distance one certainly could, because that's how bright and awesome these little baby fish are. I'm so excited to have them. I anticipate moving groups of them into other tanks. I fantasized about having explosive color in this otherwise sort of muted, lush planted tank. I took out a lot of the topwater plants, including some that were growing out of the bogwood, up and out, and I like that effect from a distance, but it created way too much darkness in the tank and I could not enjoy the creatures within it. So I just removed the plants from up top some time ago, and that let the light in, and all the other plants, you can see this gorgeous Anubias just growing and growing and growing. The rhizome, which is this long tube stem, if you will, started back there on a smaller specimen, and over time has grown like Jack and the Beanstalk, going horizontal, and now it's making its way up. Created a flower some time ago. This is the remains of that flower, and there's actually another one in there. There's 2. You see, one might just be forming and the other is fading, which is awesome. I have some crypts here, these plants there, and I used to have more of those in here, and I'm hoping with a little addition light they will actually benefit. Even though they're a low light plant, it was so dark that I just wasn't having great success with them. The other thing I did some time ago in this aquarium is I added Purigen to the filter, and that immediately removed the tannins that this awesome hunk of bogwood was forever releasing into the tank. No harm to the fish, but again contributed to a dark and sometimes just frankly dingy aquarium effect, and I just got tired of it. Call me a neophyte, but I just preferred the crystal clear water quality that every beginner wants. And while the bogwood tannin tank is a niche that has some popularity in the hobby, yeah, I did it, been there, done that. And anyway, it's onward and upward. So I have a group of male endlers in here, and I have a ton of cherry shrimp, some bottom feeding creatures. This is a rabbit snail. We have a great view of him. Awesome creature. Look at that yellow flesh portion, and it crawls along the bottom of the tank. This tank could stand more calcium additive. Its shell would probably be in better shape, but I don't want to mess with it, because right now with all these little babies, I don't want to screw with the parameters. They're hardy fish, but I don't want to push my luck. There might be 20 in here, give or take, and they are adorable, super hardy. They were eating Hikari first bites from Jump Street, And I, of course, give live brine shrimp to all my tanks almost daily. Um, all the fish like it, and especially smallmouth fish, and especially fry. So let's, I'll lower the camera and see if I can maybe get closer. Yeah, there you go. So this is the baby Coral Platy, and other than being adorable and fire engine red and durable and an inexpensive fish, I mean, I don't know what more. I'm a copywriter by trade. That's what I did for a living, and there's no way to undersell how awesome these fish are. I could just keep singing their praises, and I can't wait to move some of these in small groups into other tanks. But right now, I'm happy just having a swarm in here. There's certainly enough real estate at this time, but when they all get to be as big as the parents, that will not be realistic or healthy. But you can see how clear the water is and how happy these adults are and how awesome the aquascape is. Crystal clear, no detritus on the bottom. There you see a couple pygmy Corridora catfish. But for whatever reason, my formula of tons of plants, filtration, obviously, and in this case, I don't use CO2, although in the beginning I did, and maybe that helped establish some of these aquarium plants. I haven't used it in a long time. But the heavy amount of plants is really the magic formula for clear water, and it allows you to have lots of creatures. You see all the roots from the Anubias just forming its own aquascape, which is incredible in its own right. So this, and then of course these black bar endlers, relatively common. I raised them all from my own brood stock. I have plenty of males, and I spread them around, and now I'm going to do that with these adorable red coral platies, and obviously the cherry shrimp. So now suddenly I'm going to have a lot of red in this tank between endlers, these guys, and the cherry shrimp, as I said. So there you go. Comments, feedback, questions, hit me up. And as always, keep your hands in the tank. Ciao for now.